Most people picture Switzerland as a country where every train runs on time and every street stays perfectly clean. The truth is that order and calm come with downsides few Americans expect. What if that postcard image of perfect mountain villages hides a tougher reality for outsiders? Imagine standing in a spotless neighborhood at 5 p.m., the distant bells of a church marking the hour, flower boxes lining every window, and not a scrap of paper on the pavement. Yet, the same routines that guarantee safety, prosperity, and high wages create hidden costs, social, financial, and emotional. Many arrive seeking low taxes and storybook views and rarely pause to ask what ordinary daily life really costs in return. Did you know Switzerland's strengths make ordinary routines difficult for newcomers? For example, in a typical Swiss supermarket just before closing time, you might see pensioners checking receipts, workers hurrying to scan groceries, and prices far higher than anything back in the US. This video breaks through the usual brochure promises. You'll see the 9 real challenges Americans most often face after moving to Switzerland, backed by testimony from expat forums, interview clips with local experts, verified pricing data, and clear rules. No spin, just the facts. But before we continue, make sure to subscribe. Number 9. Social barriers. In Switzerland, social life feels locked behind invisible doors. Picture a cafe in Lausanne on a Sunday afternoon. Americans are used to striking up friendly small talk at the counter or finding new friends after work. Here, regulars greet each other with a polite nod, and people rarely engage outsiders without an introduction. Friendship builds slowly, sometimes taking years. Locals often get described as coconut people, hard on the surface but willing to let others in eventually. It takes patience, plenty of time, and a real willingness to fit in before trust forms. In post-war American suburbs, neighbors often dropped by unannounced, and impromptu backyard chats ran well into the night. In Switzerland, evenings pass quietly. When someone craves an instant group of friends, the difference stands out. Maybe you've noticed this yourself. When was the last time you tried to join a local club or group and felt out of place? Number 8. Language tangle. Swiss residents use 4 official languages: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. On the ground, that means routine errands can become unexpected obstacles for anyone who only speaks English. Most German-speaking regions use Swiss German, a dialect far from what's taught in U.S. schools. Arriving in Zurich or Bern, it's tempting to rely on English or standard German. But even small tasks, reading a bakery sign, understanding a pharmacy shelf, or chatting with neighbors can become confusing. Most Swiss speak some English. Still, learning local dialects pays off in daily life. In French and Italian-speaking areas, simple pleasantries make a big difference. Picture arriving at a Geneva boulangerie with labels and prices only in French, and a quick bonjour turning a stiff exchange into a pleasant one. The ability to adapt to these small details changes the outsider's experience from one of stress to welcome. In contrast, walking into a New York deli, English or Spanish will get you started right away. The Swiss approach rewards patience and respect for tradition. Number 7. The Swiss bubble. Step onto a Swiss city street during the morning rush. Trams glide past, restaurants open with clockwork precision, and the daily pace rolls on. Even when Europe faces setbacks, daily life here keeps humming, protected by deep financial reserves and strong local government. There's a self-assurance, even a distance, in the way Swiss society operates. Eigenbrötler is the term for an independent soul who keeps their own company. That attitude shapes everything, from the way rules are set to how people relate. In the U.S., fast change and open exchange are the norm. Here, tradition holds sway. The country's independence makes daily routines reliable, but can also feel isolating for newcomers. Americans are used to easy border crossings, spontaneous plans, and rapid shifts, but Swiss systems resist outside pressures. For many expats, the real question isn't just what's different, but why change happens so slowly. Number 6. Strict rules. Everyday life in Switzerland follows clear regulations, some visible, some not. In Bern, a city parking lot at noon can reveal the rules in practice. Reparking your car without fully leaving the space costs 40 francs, over $45. Leaving a key in the ignition brings a separate 60 franc penalty. Quiet hours, known as Ruhezeiten, last from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., and complaints may follow even basic sounds like flushing a toilet or wearing hard-soled shoes in an apartment at night. In Geneva, some buildings ban high heels after dark to reduce noise. Footsteps in a shared hallway can prompt neighborly correction. Americans remember block parties stretching past midnight, with laughter drifting outdoors. Here, evenings close gently and with little fanfare. These codes are enforced. Neighbors monitor routines closely, and even small deviations stand out. The result, life is orderly, but the sense of freedom shrinks. Number 5. Price shock. The Swiss reputation for high salaries makes headlines, but living costs leave most newcomers surprised. A $3,000 monthly budget in Miami offers a decent lifestyle. For similar comfort in Zug, prepare for expenses closer to $5,000 each month, a jump of roughly 66%. At a Migros or Coop supermarket, a small basket of fruit, bread, and cheese can run more than $30. Dining out means paying double the US cost for the same meal. A haircut may cost 60 francs, while a basic phone plan averages 40 to 60 francs monthly, well above American rates. Local retirees and workers keep stricter budgets than they might have at home. In Switzerland, discounts are rare, tipping is modest, and prices sit firmly on the tag, no negotiation. Connecticut or Ontario shoppers recall weekly deals and bulk specials. Swiss stores rarely offer such incentives. Each receipt is a reminder that prosperity has a price. Number 4. Costly transit. The Swiss public transportation system runs clean, precise, and on time. At Zurich's main station during rush hour, trains depart on the dot, trams link to remote suburbs, and even mountain villages get regular service. Yet every ticket comes at a premium. A standard second-class train fare from Zurich to Geneva costs around 50 francs each way, about 56 francs. A monthly rail pass climbs to more than 300 francs. Compare that to Tallinn, Estonia, where registered residents ride for free, or Berlin, where annual passes cost much less. Swiss travelers appreciate world-class punctuality, but Americans arriving from cities like Boston or Toronto may balk at triple-digit transit costs each month. The quality is visible: clean carriages, polite conductors, and clear schedule boards. But the bill takes adjustment. Reliable service here always comes with a price, and no policy shift appears on the horizon to reduce those fares. Number 3. Nature's limits. Switzerland is famous for lakes, alpine meadows, and snow-capped peaks. But in daily life, these spaces are more managed and less wild than most Americans imagine. At the edge of Lucerne, farmland and family homes reach up to the forest's edge. Wilderness is rare, as villages stretch across much of the countryside. Hiking trails wind close to roads or fields, and large, untouched reserves remain scarce. The country also lacks direct sea access, one of just 44 nations worldwide with no coastline. For Americans used to driving out into the unbroken wild or spending summers by the ocean, Swiss nature can feel compact and closely tended. Even outdoor culture relies on careful planning. By now, you might be comparing it to your own life. When was the last time you spent a morning by the Atlantic or Pacific and missed those open views? Number 2. Hidden fees. In Switzerland, paperwork is a constant, and most requests come with a charge. In a Zurich office on a Wednesday morning, families line up to file forms, each facing a separate fee: 40 francs to register an address, 70 to complete the same task in Geneva. Documents for a residence confirmation, permit, or even a death certificate all carry their own price tag. Unlike in the US decades ago, where many public documents were free or carried minimal cost, Swiss systems operate on service fees. One reason taxes stay relatively low, but also a source of frustration for expatriates. The contradiction is clear. The country boasts low income tax, but those savings get chipped away by dozens of administrative charges. Most people pay these fees without protest, only noticing months later as the total grows. Homeowners and renters alike need to budget for routine paperwork, a side of Swiss life few imagine at first. Number 1. Climate surprises. Sunshine in Switzerland isn't guaranteed. Temperatures can swing by region, but the average winter experience in cities like Zurich involves weeks of persistent fog, chilly air, and short days. Americans from California or Florida, accustomed to mild conditions and reliable sun, face long stretches with little daylight. The winter calm, with shops closing early and outdoor patios empty, triggers a shift in mood and priorities. Even summer days are less predictable than in the Mediterranean. Ticino, south of the Alps, stands out with more sun and warmer days, but most regions experience stops and starts. Cool evenings and cloud cover are common. When expectations meet reality, the mindset shifts. Those who once relished snowy vistas soon crave the color and light of an American spring. It's a small detail, but it changes everything. Think about your own experience for a moment. What was the last European capital where a climate shift surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.